This is wild. Whoops. Oh, no. I am joined by Kitty. Now, if you've been following along, I haven't done a lot of YouTube videos lately. This was never supposed to be my kitty, and technically she isn't my kitty, though I almost want to say I've adopted her. This is a kitty you've seen in, I'm going to say at least 3 videos, a couple shorts, and I think I made a video when she came and did a little house tour. 2 cats have done house tours who are not my cats, technically speaking. I do have a cat. I had 2 cats. There's some story behind that. I only have 1 now. I have little Nevaeh. There was, let's just say, a lot of domestic violence going on in my household. So I had to say goodbye to little Bear. He was quite a troublemaker, and little Nevaeh was not having it. So this kitty is the one who inspired me to get little Nevaeh. I don't know if she has a home, but I suspect she does. And she's kind of become my outdoor kitty, and she looks just like Nevaeh, which is wild. One day, I don't know if I'm going to have them meet, but I might. Way too soon for that. Nevaeh is a shelter kitty, and she's partially blind, so she's got her share of obstacles in the world. But this little kitty, oh my god, every single day for quite a while now, this kitty has been coming to visit me and really is acting like I have this kitty as my own. So not sure if this is actually my kitty. It's definitely my outdoor kitty. I don't know if someone else owns this kitty, but I may one day have this kitty. She definitely wants me to adopt her, I think, but she is technically not mine. I have a look-alike in the house, and they both look very much alike. Their stripes are very similar. I do wonder if they might even be related, but she just showed up as I turned on the live stream. This is not planned at all. She's been hanging around quite a bit lately, trying to come in my house and the garage, which I am limiting her access because of my own kitty, and I don't know how she's going to react because my own kitty was traumatized by Bear, the little black cat who I adopted at the same time. He went back to the shelter about a week or so after I adopted both of them. There was just way too much drama between the cats, and it was all him. He was the instigator. So peace has come in my household. Nevaeh is doing amazing, and I think potentially this little girl might become my cat one day. I don't know if someone owns her, but she's certainly been spending a lot of time with me outside. I do sometimes feed her. So the question is, does she really have a home? I don't know. Maybe I should take her to the vet, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to adopt her because I don't know how my little Nevaeh is going to handle a different cat in the house because she didn't do well with Bear. So I'm not certain if I should adopt her. I want to if she doesn't have a home. She is the most amazing kitty, and Nevaeh is amazing too, but she is a super sweet kitty, and Nevaeh is too. Maybe they would get along. I don't know, but I don't want to put Nevaeh through more trauma before it's time because Bear put her through so much trauma. Anyways, Kitty, we got to do a garden tour. Do you want me to show? Why don't you do the tour? You're the host, and I will follow you today. Where are we going to check out? You got to check the garden, though. We're not doing weird stuff. If you're going to be the host, you got to do weird, non-weird things. Come. Let's go check out the garden. You be the host. I will follow you today unless you go to weird places. Are you coming with me? Oh, you want to check your normal spots? Okay. I think you're going to show them the wildflower garden. We're not stopping in front of my car, though. There's no point to doing that, Missy. You want to go this way, your usual hangout, down the little pathway. Okay, what are you going to show? You want to show them the flowers? The wildflowers? Have you been enjoying my little wildflower patch? Okay, guys, you might remember this from earlier in the season. It looks very different. If you remember, when I moved here, there was an ugly, sick arbutus tree that was about 12 or 15 feet tall, needed to come down. My dad cut it down early in the season, and yes, I had permission to do that. And this is what I've created. So work in progress. This is going to be a clover and a wildflower garden. Has come a long way from where it was when you last saw it. Still filling in. There is some grass here, but the clover is coming in fast and furious now. Yes, you like it, don't you? You like the little clover garden I created. And then there's wildflowers. There are so many wildflower seeds I put in here. So what you see here, I think, is going to look completely different in the springtime. So the whole purpose of creating this area, it was really ugly and I just wanted to beautify it, but really, I wanted an area that I didn't have to mow very often. Oh, little kitty's just watching. She's watching from the sidelines now. So I wanted to not mow this too much. So I figured clover is not something you have to mow too often. And yes, there's a little bit of grass. I pulled a ton out. So my theory is I'm gonna have to mow it probably a couple times a year or just give it a little weed whacking to keep it tidy. But I think the rest of the year I'm gonna be able to just let the clover grow, let the wildflowers grow, whatever little grasses are still in here, let them grow, and it's gonna be a wild look. And I think it's gonna be wildly beautiful. Check this out. So in the border here, I have cuttings. These are Unimus from my parents' garden. You might remember I have the exact same thing planted last winter. It's like a hedge on the other side of my fence. We'll go there in a while. And it is doing fabulously. I planted it in unaged horse manure. So there's no horse manure here, but the exact same concept is going on. So in theory, if this takes off, this will be a most beautiful hedge of all these different colors of foliage. Checking out what I'm looking at, little kitty. Yeah. And it's going to be gorgeous, I think, come spring, assuming it all survives the winter time. There's a few stray sunflowers and calendulas still blooming in here. This piece looks like it's potentially growing already. So I have lots of beechwood here. I've got some, this is the original arbutus trunk. I've got 2 pieces of it and another piece in my flower garden that we'll look at later. Hey, kitty. And along this side, yes, I grew tomatoes here. That was intentional. I just threw some seeds and they did grow. And yes, there were ripe ones. And no, I didn't pull out my plants yet. Here I have some perennial. I think this is tick seed. It was growing in my vegetable garden and I decided to downsize it because it was massive. So I actually created about 10 separate plants from this one plant. So this is a perennial that gets daisy-like yellow vibrant flowers in early summer, late spring, and it is gorgeous. So I think come springtime, it's just going to be a whole mix of color and greenery here. Can't wait to see what it's going to look like. And there we have the observer. Okay, guys. Little kitty, I think we're going to show them something else now. Do you want to direct where we're going? Which direction are we headed? How about we go to the cat-friendly garden that I made you last spring? Do you want to go check the cat garden? Let's go. Come on, kitty. Let's go show them the cat garden and how it's looking at this time of year. There's cosmos. Not intentionally planted there. No, there's no food right now. We'll put food out later. You coming? Not going to the kitchen right now, though, little girl. We'll give you some food after. No, 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 no. We're not going in the house right now. Come along. Come, come, come. We're going to go see the cat garden. I always find you in the cat garden. That's where you seem to hang out. You're going to join in or I'm going to show them by myself? Coming this way, this is my garden in November. There are so many flowers still. Hey, you want more pets? Oh, you are so sweet. Such a sweet little kitty. You're just like Nevaeh. So much like Nevaeh. Okay, coming this way, we have some blown over cosmos that have been blooming their hearts out. And there's little kitty. It's my fig tree, original to the property. And there are many figs on here. So I was able to eat 2 of them this season, which is not very many. These are all the second crop. On Vancouver Island, the second crop of figs don't often ripen. So I was lucky to get 2. None of the first ones, well, there were only like 2 or 3 on the first crop ripened. But this tree was cut down by the previous owners and rebounded when I moved here. I suspect it was a really old tree, and probably next year it's going to be loaded with figs. So that's super fun. You're going to show us something that you like in the garden? Or are you just coming for pets? Coming for more pets? Yeah. Okay, coming this way, I have a tomato plant that I need to pull out. Yes, it is time, finally, to pull this tomato out. That being said, about a week ago, beginning of November, I was still picking red tomatoes from this plant. It didn't look this bad about a week ago, the more full. And I got many tomatoes here. Here we have some cosmos. I love these ones. They're pretty tall. I don't think they have a fragrance. We're gonna find out. Oh my god, they do. Holy smokes, that's so good. It's kind of perfumey, florally, but oh so amazing. Holy smokes, I cannot believe it. I had no idea that cosmos were fragrant. Oh my gosh, you got to see this. She is on her little pedestal. I don't see her up there too much, but I love that. So when I moved here, I never knew I was going to get a cat. She's not my cat yet, but I made this garden for all the neighborhood cats that seem to love visiting both me, my garden, and my house. There's, I think, 5 of them, but 2, she's one and there's another one that come often. And I was just inspired to make them a cat-friendly garden, and they seem to really enjoy it. She's looking for a tomato plant that she used to rub herself on that I pulled out. And that's exactly where it was. I think she's a little sad that I pulled it out. But that's okay. She still feels the remnants of the plant. It must have got those tomato juices into the soil or something or other, because she still loves that spot. This is my pineapple sage, and it is blooming in November. It bloomed through September, but it didn't start blooming until sometime in September, which is kind of wild. So there aren't a ton of flowers blooming right now, but considering it's November, it's pretty amazing what is still blooming. There's some echinacea blooming over here. Looking nice. Kitty is just having a heyday in that spot. Coming this way, I never really knew what this white flower is. I think it's some kind of geranium, perhaps, that is overgrown. I don't really know. But it's still got some flowers happening. The snapdragons are fading out, but they still are blooming. And on this way, calendulas are still going strong over here. I did a little bit of transplanting in this section of the garden. I cleaned it up a little bit. Do you have catnip planted near them? I do have catnip, but not where the kitty is rolling. So that's kind of interesting. I pulled out some stuff, transplanted some stuff, and just tidied up this garden a little bit in the last week or so. It's got a new look. I planted a few spring bulbs. There were daffodils and tulips here last year. The crows really destroyed my tulips, but I did put in a few more daffodils. And my petunias, while they're still blooming, they're definitely starting to fade out, but it is November, so I shouldn't really complain too much about the fact they're starting to fade a little bit. And my these are not African daisies. I don't actually know what these are called. But they're still blooming. They're still getting lots of new flowers, even though it's November right now, which is pretty wild. Spirea is looking gorgeous. Live, laugh, love. Ah, sigh. Sign. Do I have that here somewhere? I should have that sign. I like that. And here comes Kitty again, back for the host of the tour. You're gonna be this. Oh, are you going somewhere else? You going home? I don't know if she has a home or not. She seems to think that my house is home, but does she have a real home? She might. I don't really know. If you are going home, it was nice for the visit, little kitty. Come back soon. So back to the tour. We've got a few zinnias still blooming. And this flower here. Oh, no, she is not done. She's coming back for more. More flowers going on here. I just love when there's little bits of rain on the flowers. I think it is so pretty. It did rain this morning, actually. And Kitty is watching something or someone. I don't know who. Now let's check the apple tree. I showed you guys earlier in the season, like I think it was September, there were flowers on here, but I think they're all gone now. We've had some crazy windstorms, and I don't really expect right here. There's no way that those got pollinated. I think it was just a strange anomaly of nature. Kitty's headed back that way. We are going to head that way as well. And we're going to check out the vegetable garden. I've done lots of changes over there since you guys have seen any videos on this channel. I think she's hoping for her food that I put out often, but we're not doing that right now. So, it's looking a little cleaner out here. I put away a ton of stuff and it is completely done in a different way than I last showed on YouTube. You might check cats destroy it while rolling in it. You might just think you've got catnip. I do have some, but not there. And it wouldn't bother me if Kitty destroyed it. It's a cat garden. It was made for that, so it's all good. So here we have my 3 beds. This was the famous bed for the crazy production that the sheep manure put out. This bed was constructed with sheep manure and recycled grass and weeds that were dug up. I didn't put any soil in it when we built it, but it produced probably 200 pounds of tomatoes and so many pumpkins and squash. Pretty wild, and a few other bonuses here and there. So I completely redid this area. This is I'm going to call it my salad bar. There are so many greens in here. There are beets, lots of beets. There's arugula, quite a few arugula plants. Some of these I grew from seed, and some of them I just got starter plants. We've got, I don't know what this is. This was a starter plant. It's blooming. I think it's a type of lettuce. Haven't tried it yet. More of it over here. There's some bok choys, purple bok choy, which I think is super fun. Those were starter plants. A lettuce. More bok choy. Lots of beets in here. More lettuces. This ugly looking plant at the back is the original Swiss chard. Now, I transplanted it into 5 separate pieces. I think this one's not doing well, but it has a little bit of growth on it. I think they're gonna rebound. It's just gonna take a while. They looked horrible all summer, but last winter they gave me so much food, so much greens for my salad. I didn't really buy much salad greens from the grocery store because I was really eating these a lot, but they have a long way to rebound before they're back to what they were before. I did put a few chives in here. I have chives coming out everywhere. And there are some peas growing in here that I transplanted. They self-seeded from my last crop of peas in the springtime, and I literally just moved the plants around. go-to comfort food. Huh, interesting. YouTube is giving me little, I'm not sure what you even call them. I'm supposed to ask you guys what your comfort food is? I don't know, prompts. The live streams have changed. Hello, kitty. Where did you come from? You disappeared and all of a sudden you're back. I have never seen her walk on my vegetable garden like she is now. I don't know if she even knew it was out here. And again, if you're new here, this is not my cat, but if you saw my cat, Nevaeh, in my shorts video, I think I made a couple, she looks just like her. I would love to have them side by side, but I don't know how this cat and Nevaeh are going to react to each other. I don't have Bear anymore. Bear had to be brought back to the shelter. There was too much drama. So that's that. We have kale growing in here. This is purple kale. And it's doing pretty well. Kale usually loves colder weather. And I did top up this bed with some, what do we call it? It's kelp meal, I think it's called. I had a bag of that I hadn't used, so I literally sprinkled it all over. I didn't add any compost, and I didn't add any more sheep manure to this bed. But I did go back to the sheep farm. So I went back to the lady who I got the sheep manure from, and I got, I think it was 10 bags and buckets of sheep manure, which is a lot. And I put it into these beds. So these ones you might remember, these were original on the property. The wood was rebuilt by me and my parents, but the soil was all original. I never amended it. I wanted to see how it would grow, and it really didn't do very well. So when I got my sheep manure load, I put half of it in here and half of it in the other bed to really get these soils going for springtime. And I also got a load of seaweed from the beach. So most of the seaweed went into the far garden bed back there. A little bit in here, but most of it is over there. So it's going to be really interesting to compare how these beds do in springtime, summertime. The cat wants to help your garden with cat manure. You know, I am so lucky, so blessed, whatever you want to call it. I've had, before I got my own cats, I only have one now, but regardless of that, I had 5 different neighborhood cats that visited me quite often. Not once did I find cat poop in my vegetable garden, my flower garden, my rock garden, my cat garden. And I have a theory as to why that is the case. Now, I started feeding the crows because I had a problem with crows giving me carcasses and other dead things that I really didn't care for. I started feeding them cat treats and peanuts because a veterinary nurse told me that is something I should do. I heard it from many different people, and I suspect the cats started coming fairly quickly when I started putting out the cat food into my cat garden for the birds and or cats of the neighborhood. And something you may or may not know about many animals, they don't like to go to the washroom where they eat. So I think the reason that I don't get cats or other creatures pooping in my garden is because they don't want to poop where they eat. That is my theory anyways. I have scanned my garden many, many times and I have never found any cat poop. Oh, that's tricky. Brainy. Yeah, well, I think it works. I truly think it works. I didn't come up with that. That was literally, I put the food out primarily for the crows because I despise the dead bodies they were giving me every single day. And for better or for worse, the cats seem to enjoy the food and they don't poop here. So win, win, win. Win for the crows, win for the cats, and win for me. It all worked out pretty good. So let's have a look at the flower garden. We've seen some changes. I've done a lot of cleaning in there recently. Oh my goodness, we got to do an intermission. So this is not my kitty. This is my kitty that's been hosting the garden tour. She has decided to check out the balcony. I don't think she's been up here before. I'm gonna peek into my house before I show you guys and see if my kitty is anywhere around. I suspect she's hiding, but these two have never seen each other as far as I know. I don't think my kitty has actually seen, oh my God, she's here. This is my kitty, guys. Take a look at the resemblance. So this is my kitty. Oh boy, this is their first interaction ever. This is wild. I can't believe I got this on live stream. They have never met each other, and I don't know how they're going to feel about each other. But I can tell there's some fascination going on. I don't know if this is good or not good. I really don't know a lot about cat behavior. I never had a cat before adopting the shelter cats. Now she really wants to come in, and I don't know how she feels about it, my kitty. You guys, I don't know enough about cat behavior. I don't know if it would be safe for me to let you meet. One day you might, but I'm definitely not ready for that yet. I'm fascinated by this. This is probably the best possible scenario because they're both safe. They can't fight each other through the glass. So, oh my gosh, Nevaeh, do you guys want to meet? I can't do it yet. I don't feel safe about this, but I'm so glad you're interested in each other. Oh my gosh, this is so adorable. I did not know this was going to happen. I'm sorry, kitties, both of my kitties. You're not my kitty yet, but you might be one day. I don't know. I have to protect her. She's partially blind, and I don't want a cat fight. We've had too much of that, me and the cats. You might love each other, or you might hate each other. I don't know. You look like you're gonna love each other, but I just don't know. Anyone who's had a cat in the comments, please let me know if you've ever introduced new cats to each other. How do you do it in a safe way that if there's going to be violence, you can intervene and nobody's going to get hurt? I would love them to meet, but I don't want anything to happen. And I don't even know if someone owns this cat. I truly do not know. Your kitty doesn't want to have a rowdy friend. Yeah, I don't know, but she's looking like she might. I truly don't know how she feels about it. I might have to observe over the next few days. If they keep coming to the window together, I might have to loosen my restrictions on them. But I also don't know if she's jealous. If my Nevaeh would get jealous of this. I don't think she's the jealous type, but I really don't know. And she's probably like, what the heck are you doing hanging out with other cats when I'm not around? You go outside and that's what you're doing. You're not gardening, you're hanging out with cats. Oh my goodness, you guys. This was supposed to be a garden tour, and somehow you hijacked my garden tour. And now I am left with more questions than answers. I don't know how to handle this situation. Oh my. You're sleepy because you sleep all the time. And you're awake all the time. I'm always outside and you're always here. And I don't even think that you belong to me as far as I know. Oh boy. If I walk away, what's going to happen? I'm going to slowly back up and see. This is so interesting. I swear they could be related. They look so much alike. But we should probably go check out the garden. Okay, are you gonna follow me, kitty? Nevea, you should probably take a break. You guys can see each other again another time. I'm sure the kitty friend is coming back. We should check out the garden. Is anyone gonna follow me? Or am I checking it out by myself? I suspect I'm checking this out by myself, except you guys are here. Okay, this is my flower garden. And it looks way different. This is where that monster pumpkin plant was located. It is now, it's in my vegetable garden, it's in the compost, it's in many places, but it is not here. Now, one thing I will mention is that, let's talk about the pumpkins. I grew at least 20 pumpkins unintentionally this year from 3 pumpkin plants. And let's just say I had more than I could handle. Now, I never like to waste food in any way, but unfortunately, while the pumpkins were not wasted, I couldn't handle having that many. I gave some away, but I still had well over 10 that I needed to deal with myself. And being one person, how much pumpkin can one person eat? One pumpkin is a lot of flesh, so I did end up having to compost some. So there are actually a couple of pumpkins in each of these beds, and I suspect what is going to happen is that I'm going to end up with probably 50 to 100 pumpkin plants. I'm going to put a guess. It could be more, it could be less, because those pumpkins were... Sorry, I pressed the wrong button and all of a sudden YouTube Shorts started playing and I thought I was playing TikTok and couldn't find the button. So anyways, I don't know if anyone's still here. The tour is almost done anyways, but yeah, so I suspect I'm going to have a lot of pumpkin plants in the springtime. So that's going to be super interesting. But I have thought about what I'm going to do with them if I end up with 50, 120 pumpkin plants. And I also suspect I'm going to have probably the same amount of tomato plants. So what I'm going to do is, I've thought about this a lot. I have a large property, and I am very lucky and blessed to have a large property. And this time around, I'm going to share my abundance. So what I'm going to do is put a lot of pumpkin plants and a lot of tomato plants in my rock garden, my cat garden, and I'm going to share with the neighbors. So I may even put up a sign that says, pick your own tomatoes for free, pick your own pumpkins for free. I suspect if I end up with that many plants, I'm going to get a lot of produce. So I might as well start giving it away for free. Let the neighborhood have some food and let other people enjoy my blessing that I've been given. I don't know why I'm so blessed and lucky, but that's the way it is. So that's all I have for you for today. If you have any advice about cats and kitties and interactions, let me know either in the live stream or in the comments afterwards. I certainly need advice on how to let these kitties meet, if I'm going to let them meet. I just don't want a cat fight. I really don't want a cat fight. I dealt with so many cat fights between the two that I had, and it was literally traumatizing for me. I was constantly stressed and worried about the cats fighting. And if one of them was going to be dead when I came home from work, it was really not a good situation. So if you know much about cat behavior, I would love some advice about letting cats meet. I don't want Kitty to be alone for her whole life, but I also don't want a cat fight. So let me know in the comments or the live stream. It's only going to go on for another minute or so. If you have advice about cat behaviors, I need to know. Thank you for watching. I hope November is being really sunny and lovely for you. And that's it. Have a lovely day. Bye-bye.